Could you bring me a second or two? Or are we out? And do that, please. That'll work. Oh. Yay, thank you. No, that's good. No. Thank you for the food. Brother. My fourth poll. In fact, the top 9 is all Toyotas. Top 8. The only one to break it up was Daniel Quinones. Oh fuck, I didn't check that. Yep, they are. They sure will. Fuel capacity. I have to set it every single race because it defaults to 85. While the rest of the other two cars is 100. And I didn't do it. Nope. AI. Annoying. No, it's gonna completely fuck every single Toyota in the grid. It's not gonna make a difference when there's fucking 8 laps down. I guess we're just not gonna have practice on this. Disable. They usually are. God, I wish it wouldn't do this. It's really annoying. Welcome everybody out to the Dawn Ultra 150 for the FARCA Premier Series here at Richmond Raceway. It'll be myself and Adam in the booth today. We're going around the 3/4 mile oval here in Virginia, racing in the daytime this year on the July 4th weekend. We got 3 races left in the chase, and we're on to the next race in this chaotic month for the chase for the championship, where we're looking to set to crown our 10th champion. Last night at New Hampshire, it was Adam Douglas winning in the Pro Series race, and then Michael Stetter for Western Auto Racing in the Truck Series. So have a long way to go for that series, just getting their stuff started off, and also for the Premier as the playoff or the chase of bubble getting closer and closer between a large group of about 10 drivers trying to make it into that top 14 so they have a chance to even run at this thing. And of course, with this being the July 4th weekend, we're going to start this thing off with the singing of the national anthem, and then we will go through the starting lineup and get this show underway.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of their brave?
And a fantastic one at that. Drivers getting to their cars, strapped in. We'll have 200 laps as we go around this facility. Pulling up previous year results as well. Because it has been a while since we've gone to Richmond. Dare I say, a case of doing this for the first time again since the beginning of the modern era. That looks like that may actually even be the case.
FARCA sanctioning body scared of Richmond.
Apparently, it is the first one in the modern era. Alright, with that we can go over the starting lineup of the race. There we are. Mr. Nick Fountain is on pole in the DirecTV number 39, and he will start to the inside of Timmy Weathers in the number 55.
And row number 2 sees Dylan Young in the number 19 Parts America Toyota, who's starting to the inside of Caitlin Meir in the Tillamook Toyota.
Then it's going to be Brad Hughes, and the Subway number 7 starts to the inside of Jeff Cannon from Miragazoo Racing.
And both of those cars are looking to be strong tonight, this morning, and as they start ahead of the second place points car, the 41 of Andrew Weisbecker, who starts to the inside of Connor Meir.
That's going to be Jacob McMillan. He'll be starting next to the number 69 of Dylan Touchton out of IRM.
And row number 6 is going to see Adam Douglas start to the inside of Lizzie Wesley.
And starting the race from row number 7 is going to be Joseph Ernesto in the number 62 Dumont Jet Chevy. Starts to the inside of Aaron Douglas in the Parts America 97.
And the pair of drivers here will be starting ahead of row number 8 that sees Daniel Quinones from the Kroger Ford starting to the inside of Justin Franklin in Interstate Batteries Toyota.
That's going to be Marissa Miranda, number 32, Fox Racing Chevrolet. Starts to the inside of Deacon Jones in the Low Steels 28.
It's a good, strong qualifying run for the 32 camp. They'll start ahead of the 51 machine of, it's not Cody Erickson, it's Tim Salmon, and he starts at the inside of Brandon Crasta.
And starting the race from row 11 is going to be Justin Osborne in the Denso 79. He's to the inside of David Walsh, our last week's winner, in the number 56.
Row number 12 sees Ryan DeLusso starting at the inside of Quinn Izzo.
And starting the race from row 13, we're going to be seeing Arthur Xavier in the number 87, starting to the inside of Sammy Cobb in the Double Coin Loves Ford Mustang.
Row number 18 sees the 17 Ford Motorcraft Quick Lane Ford Mustang of Zach McAdoo, who will be starting at the inside of the 82 car Kenny Bombera Target Dutch Bros.
And then we'll be seeing in row number 15, we're going to have Austin Yoakum in the USA Themes Ignition Speed Ford. Starts to the inside of his teammate and team owner in the POWMIA supported Heatwave 44. And he'll be starting in the 30th spot.
And for the 16th row, John Cittadino in the McDonald's Team Motorsports Chevrolet starts to the inside of another Rebel Racing car. This is Mariah Douglas in the 83 Target Ford.
And then starting behind them is going to be Andy Bewley and her also Rebel Racing machine. And then she'll be starting alongside the number 27 Douglas Motorsports car. That is going to be Greg Graziano. He'll be starting off in that spot next to her. Not the greatest qualifying that they were hoping to get, but we'll end up seeing what they do throughout the rest of the race.
They'll be ahead of Naled Patwary in the 26 Rocket Ford Mustang. A bit of a rough qualifying effort for Naled Patwary, but maybe they can use some strategy to get up front. Now we'll start to the inside of Tom Jones.
Starting behind them, we've got Chris Davis, and we're starting next to the number 33 of Makoto Kino.
And they themselves will be ahead of Rob McPherson in the 78 Pennzoil Chevrolet, who starts the inside of Dakota Cottle for DK Motorsports.
And then to round out the field, we got Jay Langelier in the number 9. Rob Kreider in the 38 made the field this time. And rounding out the field is going to be Elias Nassar in the number 1. That means we had 2 cars going home tonight. That is Travis Dawson out of Noon Racing and Joshua Lockhart for, I think, the 3rd race in a row, misses the field.
Just aren't really enough spaces in the field. Oh, yeah, some guys got to go home, and unfortunately Lockhart hasn't really gotten the money to improve their equipment, so they might be stuck in a hole for a while.
We'll see what they end up having to do. We are pacing around for the final lap before we can get this thing going. Lots of Stars and Stripes themed cars in the field to celebrate the July 4th weekend, 249th anniversary of the United States. And we're looking to kick this off and celebrate our way with a fantastic race here around the Virginia racetrack. I don't really have an early prediction on this. Haven't really made up my mind, but we'll see how it starts off as Nick Fountain leads us away. Green flag racing into turn one. He maintains the lead. Dylan Young trying to make a couple of early moves. See lots of shuffling going on throughout the field. Caitlin trying to also make a couple of quick moves. Looking down the center.
Connor Mir just sizing up his Toyota teammates.
And he's got 3 of his cars up here. I'm sure he is very happy to see. And he's got a lot of Toyota friends all around him in this top 10 to start the race off. Nick Fountain with the fastest lap of the race, 22:45. Your leader. And once again, another fast lap of the race going to your race leader, having a really good opening laps. Driver out of Supreme Motorsports, we saw them put on a clinic for a couple of races. Both him and the 41 of Andrew Weisbecker they had a rocky start to the season, but once they got some funding and got manufacturer support back, this team is looking like it's returning back to the form that it's been known for.
And I think both drivers out of this camp are really excited for what's to come. They don't think they've really hit the peak of what they could achieve yet.
Look forward to seeing what Supreme can do, especially as we head into the chase. They're getting some strong momentum in. Now, there's another thing to talk about, too, and it's the fact that we are on our 15th race of the season, and we have not had a repeat winner. And we're going to keep mentioning this until it happens. And here's a driver that would like to get it. Their truck won last night. Had a decent qualifying. There's quite a few others up here that have also not had a win yet this season. Dylan Young, also in the Western Auto Camp. A lot of drivers making some quick moves and changes. Quinn Ezo and his Toyota, he's up 10 spots from where he already started. He's in the group right here with a couple other Toyotas, and Brandon Krasta also making some quick moves at the beginning of this race. That number 63 is up 8 spots. They're getting close to the top 10 here. Brad's car just hasn't fired off. We saw a pretty large fall off yesterday with the Truck Series. There was about 2 seconds of fall off after just about 60 or so laps. So I wonder what we're going to see with the General tires out here today. The tire wear is a little bit worse than the Goodyear, so it'll be interesting to see what they end up having to do in terms of cycling.
It's going to be a fight for supremacy all day amongst these manufacturers trying to figure out which one actually has better mechanical grip. Of course, the cars are pretty close chassis-wise, but still, certain setups, certain shared setups between the teams. It's going to be a fight to see who can go the longest.
Watching this group of Fords up here, they're starting to move up as well. Sammy Cobb has caught his Ford, not necessarily teammate, but manufacturer partner of Brad Hughes. And then Ryan DeLusso is also moving up quite a bit, as is Brett Pritchard a little further down. He's gone from 30th to 22nd on these opening laps. averaging about a pass every lap and a half right now. So Brett's 44 is looking quick. Highest Ford in the field right now is still Dylan Touchton. He is almost to the top 5. He's getting to the back, or starting to reel in the number 81, but he's under threat from Aaron behind and a couple other Toyotas. Lizzie Wesley making a move on Connor. Going to the inside of that Ghost Energy Toyota. Not able to complete the pass here. Leader is still Nick Fountain, has a 2-second lead over the field. 17 laps already have ticked down. Just saw that Tom Jones was falling through the order there for a second. I was wondering if maybe he had contact with the wall. We saw last night a couple of drivers, especially if they had some 3-wide situations, they'd get forced out and into the wall. Had a debris caution for a car actually getting hit and spun around on the back stretch, and it blew a tire with the contact into the wall. We got almost twice the amount of cars that are in that field. So I imagine with it being crowded, we might see some incidents as the race goes on. Well, his teammate might be leading, but man, I think they really missed the setup on the 41 car. He is absolutely struggling, down 17 spots since the green flag drop. Not sure what's going on with Andrew Weisbecker.
That's really not going to help his position in points at all. And he is racing the 28 for the points lead, but it looks like Aaron Douglas might actually end up with second place in points after this race.
Might be the difference of it. He is a previous race winner, had that amazing win at Las Vegas.
There's plenty of race to go. Like, there's a long way to go, but in the early stages, the 41 car is struggling.
Yeah, they're hoping for an early caution so they can make some adjustments and go to work on that car. Let's see what they end up having to do. 97 is starting to make some moves. Got around the number 69 of Dylan Touchton. Has quite a bit of a ways to go to get up to Jeff Cannon. That was one of the passes that just happened in the top 10. And Lizzie Wesley starting to fizzle out of the top 10. Under fire right now from Deacon Jones. Actually washing up. Almost made contact with Deacon Jones coming out of turn 4. Deacon's had a couple bad luck races. Certainly he would not want that to continue.
They had a rough time out at Gateway. They weren't really expecting to have the sort of struggles that they did, but
that car is beautiful, no matter if it's a night race or a day race. Chris Davis trying to hang it out on the outside here, just a little bit further in the back in the pack. Not the best day for the Davis machine. They've had a really good year, all things considered. A lot better than last year. And went into the season as an alliance with Reckless Racing, but that ended up falling through with the unfortunate circumstances. And now out here with the Kohler Chevrolet, having a good run.
yeah, I think they might actually be able to eke out a playoff appearance in this 06 car.
He's going to need to get some more points tonight if he wants to keep that maintained. This is going to be interesting for the Chase bubble.
But he's just sitting 1 point away from Ryan DeLusso right now for the 14th spot. It is going to be a rather close fight for this. Of course, Nick Fountain was sitting 12th, and the good run for him so far today is going to see him climb up the order. This might put Sammy Cobb in danger as we run right now.
And speaking of Sammy Cobb, where the number 77 is running, he still is up 11 spots from where he started. He just cracked the top 15. A lot different colors. What we normally see out of the 77, been a yellow car all season.
And he's just running right behind Justin Franklin at the moment for TXS Racing.
It might be under fire here from Jacob McMillan. He lost a few starts on the he lost a few places at the start of the race. There we go. And he is starting to reel some cars in. So let's see what McMillan can do. Got that win last season, which secured him another year in the team. And every time he's been questioned of whether or not he's going to have a ride next season, he ends up pulling something crazy to get the spot back. And I don't even think it's being contested this season. But a different story for his teammate Dylan Young. He had a Corsair sponsorship for quite a while. Ended up losing it this season. And had Nesbitt come on board, and they left mid-season as well. So it's been an up and down year for Dylan Young, one of the lesser years since he has joined his tenure at Western Auto Racing. Second place driver Timmy Weather starting to catch up to Nick Fountain. I think that was time lost because they have caught lap traffic. And if you look at Nick Fountain here at the front straightaway, he's got a huge group of cars right in front of him. So that's going to help Weathers if he can get around those two cars behind him.
Dylan Young actually has had a better season to this point than his teammate Jacob McMillan. Dylan Young sits 24th in points with 3 top 10s, while Jacob is 31st in points with only 1 top 10.
Yeah, he had a penalty that actually counted as a disqualification, so that stripped away points and a race finish from Jacob McMillan, so that is why he has dropped so far down the order. He would be around 18th, 19th right now in points.
I think only having 1 top 10 versus Dylan Young's 3 top 10s is a very telltale sign of where he is in points.
Oh, it was a top 5 he got disqualified from.
Well, that's what happens when you cheat.
Yep. You ain't cheating, you ain't trying, though.
It just puts more of the work from Scott Porter into perspective for the Western Auto Racing team. Scott Porter had a strong start to this season, but unfortunately, due to financial constraints, wasn't able to keep his spot.
Dylan Young's actually moved up to the second spot and bringing Caitlin Muir with him, while Weathers is stuck behind the lap traffic, not making good work with it as much as the other drivers are. Pushing it 3 wide, though, out of this corner, so the pressure is getting to Weathers.
Yeah, having difficulties with the Rob Kreider machine.
Rob Kreider machine do be in the way. It's going to be a difficult race for Rob. He's new to this. Now watching him try and reclaim the position there on the outside of Caitlin, and gets it done. Cleared before the next turn.
Gets it, Alfred, done. 55 car is pretty quick, just cannot waste so much time behind lap traffic.
Keeping an eye on the Revolutions cars, and Deacon continues to make his charge up towards the front, getting friendly now with this top 10. Meanwhile, teammate Adam Douglas has kind of plateaued. He did draw, but plateaued back out. They just need to make a couple good adjustments in that car, and he can be running himself back into the top 10 as well.
Yeah, I don't know. The car started 11th, and they fell back to below the top 20, and they're just trying to call their way back up. I don't think it's really going to be happening there. It seems every time they bring a special livery, especially with these colors, it just doesn't really work out for them.
Nothing like the heroics of a red, white, and blue curse. Crazy stripes.
Yeah, they were debating whether or not to even bring the special livery this weekend. They decided last minute, oh, why not? But I don't really think we're going to see a special livery out of them for the rest of the season. Very superstitious group.
Not even for the historical weekend?
Oh, we'll see. Yeah, that's going to be the last special livery. They unveiled their GoDaddy throwback.
Now, but what if, when we get down to chase time, and he is running really good, will he then do the whiteout?
Yeah, I mean, we're always going to see the whiteout for the final race of the season, I think. But
still a couple ahead for him. John Cittadino has been on a really good charge, and he's trying to thread the needle here for possibly a 3-wide pass, trying to get around these two. He's up 13 spots. He's continued to make some passes here.
yeah, that 25 car hasn't really gone in the right direction today. It might actually be suffering something that we see of a... He's not a rookie, but he's just come back to this car, and so we might actually be seeing the effects of it this week. It's a little bit of a harder racetrack to figure out.
It was a phenomenal debut back to the race car for the number 25 of Justin Franklin. And then, yeah, just kind of like fizzled out a little bit.
Oh, we had Atlanta and Kansas, 2 races
That's
that
true.
Franklin is historically good at. I mean, he has experience there in the Truck Series and the Pro Series, and those are solid tracks for him. And so then a couple rough races with Gateway and Richmond afterwards. But so that's where the learning curve is. We think that maybe he'll be able to make it through. Just needs some strategy.
Saw there that Weathers got back around Dylan Young. He has returned to the second spot, trying to claw back away at the race lead now, and got a huge gaggle of cars here, all trading positions with the lap traffic. Best one that's working out for him is Brendan Crasta. He's made up a few spots through this lap traffic section.
Yeah, it's not too good when you have the lap cars in both lanes.
It's like Connor's got it sorted out now, just trying to complete the pass on the one car. It's created this huge group.
They had both lap cars trapped in the outside lane for a second, but Rob Kreider was able to duck down below the 2 procrastination cars. So now we're back into this. Oh, Brendan's trying to make it 3 wide.
I think that's just the Ford of Elias trying to help Dylan Touchton out here. That is, they're not actual teammates, but they are an alliance partnership here with Noon Racing and IRM. So that's probably what we're seeing here. But that 63 is not happy with the one. Even pushing him through the corner. Ooh,
Oh man, the one almost hit the 69. That would have been really frustrating for both of those drivers.
Yeah, I'm sure Brett would not be happy to hear that 2 of his drivers took each other out, and Elias is now going to tuck in behind. But here comes the teammate, Lizzie Wesley, on her owner and boyfriend. Tried to thread the needle 3 wide. Hard to even be upset with that bold move by the 36.
Yeah. All these drivers know it's time to go.
We are halfway to the halfway break. At 100, we will see a caution fly if we don't have a natural one.
And it's just going to bunch up the field. And they really got to get it sorted out around the one car and the 38.
So they're starting to, because now we're seeing them single file up behind, but there's still now a new group of cars that have formed behind this pack. If we go on board with Adam, you can just see the craziness of being in this pack. Back up at the front, it is still Nick Fountain. This dude's got a 4.5 second lead. Getting to the easier part of the lap traffic, he's got just a few single cars to work through. Aaron's trying to get around a couple of the MGR cars. Looks like he will. Goes into the fourth spot, and yes, saw the excitement there from Brett. He is making some moves out there on the high lane. Now up to the 18th spot. Second most positions gained only to Tom Jones, who is not too far behind him. He's up 15 spots from where he started. Tom actually getting around his teammate there, Brad. Trying to crack into the top 20 with his number 46 machine. Starting to see the outside lane becoming the preferred lane. Oh, 3 wide there. Had to get out of it. Caitlin trying to get around the lapped car of the 17 Zach McAdoo. Rough day for the Reckless Racing cars. Haven't really talked about them much at all. I think they are all a lap down.
One of Douglas Motorsports cars is at pit road. I think it's Trent McPherson.
Greg Graziano. Yeah, we are seeing pit cycles. No damage. This is scheduled. 2 tires and fuel. Chris Davis has also brought his machine in, as well as Dylan Touchton for IRM with his USA RTR car. He is also on pit road. So scheduled pit stops. Timmy Weathers from second place. I'm going to try and hope that the faster tires can give him an advantage up to Nick Fountain. That means we anticipate then what the way strategy will become for this race. 2 more stops will occur. We'll probably have one at the halfway break under caution, and then once more at about lap 160 will probably be the final pit stop of the race. Your race leader, Nick Fountain, brings it on in. And so does basically the rest of the entirety of the top 10. Many Toyotas all here.
Crash is going to stay out to lead a lap.
It's a very, very busy pit road. Citadino also staying out. Adam was as well. A caution here would be so timely from them, but they are going to bring it down here now, hoping that the less busy pit road is going to save them some time and gain them some track position. I think that is the correct call to do because these cars can get slowed up quite a bit on pit road when it's as busy as it was. So good call by them. Mariah stays out. She leads a lap. Last car that needs to pit in the target Dutch Bros Ford Mustang, and she brings it on down. So we'll complete our cycle. And that early pit didn't seem to help Weathers out too much. He's still a few seconds off of Nick Fountain, so he's just going to be biding his time and waiting for that halfway yellow. Sure, Aaron's pleased. He's got 2 cars in the top 5. His truck team had a very good race here. Oh, Weathers getting chopped off by lap traffic. That was almost a huge accident. I don't even know how he saved that. Check this out from Timmy Weathers. This is why he's a champion. On board. Rob just cut down straight on his nose, completely unaware that he was there, and Weathers was able to hold on to that race car and not lose control. Outstanding from our previous champion. And caution is out on the track. Caution is out on the track. We have debris in turn number 3. Possibly could be from that incident. This is going to change the order of everything and stack up everybody. And I'm curious to see if we'll see any takers that may want to pit and change up their strategy of the race and try and gamble. Weathers got a fast car. Even despite the incident there, he was moving quickly. "72 laps complete here at Richmond. Your race leader is Nick Fountain. He had a 3.8 second lead over Timmy Weathers at the time of the yellow. It's been as high as a 6-second lead in this race. The Supreme 39 has been untouchable." We're going to have a slew.
Now, we did see after the halfway break last night that the dominant car wasn't exactly safe after the first round of pit stop. So we'll see how Nick Fountain is able to recover from this, see if he still has the same speed. Caution was for a water bottle and a banana peel on the racetrack.
The
40 car
banana peel.
The 40 car saw the leader coming, and he had to do something, so down to banana, and he threw the peel out on the racetrack.
And we are getting our wave rounds underway. This is going to be going on from 21st on back, starting with Sammy Cobb all the way down to Rob Kreider. Alright, all wave rounds have been given. And nobody came down to pit road. That do be a fact. Even out on the intercom team chatter, there's no rules about having bananas in the car. So what about them being on track? Results in debris in turn 3. Looks like wave rounds happen pretty quickly.
We're 3 wide.
Hard racing. There is the last car that needs to wave around. They are given the 1 to go signal.
Zoinks.
All lined up again. Debris cleared. Racing goes back underway. Timmy Weathers trying to do something with this number 39 car. You resume racing here at lap 79 out of 200. 22 laps away from our halfway break. And it is a Toyota top 6. Being spoiled there by the number 69, trying to pull that IRM car into the picture. New race leader Timmy Weathers clears the number 39 of Nick Fountain.
97 tried to follow the 55 when they're on the outside of the 39, but Aaron could not get off turn 2.
Nick Fountain going back for the race lead. Trying to run around the outside of the 55, trying to use the momentum.
The Supreme Motorsports car is really strong.
Honor Mir entering the picture using the low lane. And the Aaron makes the move around the 55 that time, goes into the second place spot. Osborne also had a really good restart. He's brought himself into the top 10. Dylan Young is in danger of actually falling out of it. Into the top 15 as well, Brett Pritchard in that number 44 car. Continues to move his way up 15 spots now. Kodokino's also doing a lot better. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Oh, and contact puts the back bumper to the 72 car. There's a huge dent in the back bumper of that number 72. We can see that if we go on board here with Krasta. That was from Makoto Kino. She drove that car straight to the back of that McDonald's panel. I'm not still hearing that over the radio. Not happy. The handling of that 72 car is definitely not there anymore.
She wanted a burger. What is it with women and driving through McDonald's?
Oh, no.
I thought you said drive-through.
Seems like it is tamed down here in the middle of the pack. Makoto still on the charge. Now passing their previous race winner. And trying to get this car into the top 10. Doesn't look like the front end is hurt. Just some very aggressive driving. What's a wild Tom Jones doing up here? Top 5 has remained unchanged here for a little bit. Osborne continues his charge into the top 10. Now he's to the back bumper of Lizzie Wesley. Little fake out there to the outside. Trying to get that preferred lane up top with the Denso 79. Dylan Young behind, trying to make an aggressive move, sticking right to the back bumper of that Boeing 36. 10 laps away from the halfway break. Pass is complete, and Osborne moves up. Franklin as well, having a much better restart. That car seems to have been alive since the pit stop. Eight laps to go for it. Nick Fountain's car may have lost the spot there on the restart, but he has just fired away since he took the spot from Weathers. And Aaron now has two energy drink Toyotas behind him, both Connor Muir and Timmy Weathers, who's starting to fade away. I don't know if he's faded away or if these two other cars have made some really good adjustments to their machines. Talking about the driver to not win a race yet this season, Aaron is one of them who hasn't. And I believe the same goes for Weathers. Trying to see if Nick Fountain has. Weathers hasn't won a race. Aaron hasn't won a race. Nick Fountain hasn't won a race. So the only one who has in this top 5 is Connor. And it was that opening race at Homestead that Connor won, the Burger King 200. Take her down pit road. And that's going to be the number 46 there. That's because he's got heavy damage. Damage to the number 46 car of Tom Jones. That right side is all banged up on the 46 machine. He was just getting close to running inside the top 10. Before we get this halfway break, let's see if we can figure out what happened here to Tom Jones. May have been running like this for a couple laps. Oh, here it is. Made contact with Lizzie Wesley's quarter panel heading into the corner. Got into the marbles. And that just sent him straight into the outside wall in turns 1 and 2. Right before our halfway break as well. That is so unfortunate for Tom Jones. You can see all the damage to the right side of that machine. They are going to work on it, trying to pull those panels out. Heartbreaker for Tom Jones. Halfway. Trying to not lose as many laps as possible. He's already left pit road, and the caution is about to fly right now. All right, so here we are. Race is halfway through. Second caution. We had a debris caution earlier. This one coming up for the halfway. Had no incidents. And then we had the issue there with Tom Jones. Spun up and got into the wall there. They're going to be cleaning out some debris as well from that incident. A lot of composite material that came off of his number 46. He will be getting a wave around here. Spent some time up here. It looks like the crew actually did a really good job of getting that car put back together. But now he's got a long way to do of crawling through the field. The wave rounds will commence. Be a licensed star, Rob Kreider and Tom Jones getting wave rounds. Tom Jones will be just one lap down, which with all things considered is very impressive. He could have been in a lot worse situation. And once again, we've seen it for 2 races in a row now using the redeem for the debris caution. There's many others you can do as far as checking in on yourself. You can give yourself an EOL if you feel like the situation's crazy, and many other things you can cheer with your FARCA triads. Just waiting for wave rounds to take place. A few cars making their way around. Had the incident here with Tom Jones, and he's going to get kind of lucky here with the timing of the caution. After the incident there with Lizzie Wesley going into turn number 1, he was running just about inside the top 10. But a really good race car today, and now he has to go to work on the second half of the race to do it all over again. He started in the 35th spot, had worked his way to 11th at the time of the incident. So he just needs to stay calm and could potentially do it again. We'll have 42 cars on the lead lap. 1 car will be a lap down. That will be Tom Jones's number 46 car. He will need another caution to get back on the lead lap. So it is going to be quite an ask for this number 46 car. All right, here we go. Green flag racing once again. Oh, oop. There we go. Going for the race lead. We saw that Nick Fountain lost it to Timmy Weathers on that last restart. This time it's going to happen again to Aaron. Third different race leader. Might have another issue this time. He's not able to move up into the second spot because Weathers and Justin Franklin are now trying to get around this 39 car. That's exactly what the 97 wants to see happening behind. Is that faster number 39 getting locked into traffic? Got loose there on corner exit. On the used tires, 39 just not firing off. Tim Salmon here trying to make a move as well. Couple TXX cars up here. Or a single TXS car is up here. Marissa Miranda has made an appearance into the top 10 with the number 32. A lot of action happening through the pack. Caitlin debating whether or not to take it 3 wide. She does. Connor there on the inside. And gets around her teammate. Make it a 2-for-1. Gets around the number 32 as well. Great move there for Caitlin. Splits it 3 wide in the center. More action further back in the pack as well. Absolutely huge group of cars here. The inside lane really has gone away. We saw it was the preferred to start up when we started off with the truck series, that you could use the outside lane, but it really chewed away at their tires. But now, as more and more rubber got built into it, it has definitely become the preferred lane. Running the outside. We even saw the change when it came down to restarts, where you were still just fine on the inside, but now sitting duck. Because Nick Fountain, who had the race lead of the restart, is all the way down to 10th. Three wide again. Connor also involved again. Makes contact with the 41. They stay clean. Almost got turned around. Weisbecker and Mir, 2 veterans, holding on to not cause a crash there. Fantastic driving. We anticipate to see cars have to come down pit road at probably about lap 171 is when we're going to start seeing cars come down. Stops are going to be shorter. We might see some gamble on strategy since they just need fuel to the end. Whether or not it will be important enough to take 2 tires or if you just need a splash of fuel. Dylan Young starting to be Actually, he got around Justin Franklin. Weathers trying to claw his way up. David Walsh continues his move. Two teammates here. The move to Walsh was a great one for the number 55. And we have trouble. We have stoppage on the back straightaway. 4 cars at least involved with Citadino, Mariah Douglas, Daniel Quinones, and Tom Jones once again involved. Yellow flag is out. Caution flag is out for this incident. See if we can figure out what happened here. It's Citadino again. It looks like it was a flat tire. See if we can see what happened or if it just blew. Nope, made contact. Very similar to like what happened with Tom Jones. Already had the pre-existing damage from before with Monakoto Kino and just the hard impact into the wall and had no drivability left in that car. No choice but to stop, and cars piled up with him. And that is why those 3 cars all stopped. Looks like they were able to all get moving again. Tom Jones made it back to his pit box, as did the 16. Heavy right side damage to Daniel Quinones' car. Unfortunate for the Reckless Racing 16 car. Mariah Douglas is in the garage in her number 83. And as is Citadino. Lots of cars came down pit road. About half the field, or more than half the field did. Interesting call. This is still a bit of a stretch. They don't have enough to make it to the end from here. I've seen a lot of 4-tire pit stops. Starting with Nick Fountain, who was your previous race leader, Caitlin, Jay Langelier. Quinn did 2 tires. And then from Jeff Cannon all the way back here to Makoto Kino, as well as Andy Bewley, all took 4 tires. Noah Patray took 2. Rhett Pritchard took 2. Elias Nassar took 2. But majority was all 4-tire pit stops. So we got split strategy now with the caution. Third one of the night. 2 debris. And now we've had our first incident on track. Tom Jones.
We're going to take a restart with an all-Western Auto Racing front row, so we'll see if these two play some games to get some track position or what they have in store.
Both of these drivers don't have a win. I mean, obviously neither does Nick Fountain, or sorry, Justin Franklin. He doesn't, coming in so early into, or late into the season. This could be interesting. So Aaron third in points here may help out his teammate. He's got the preferred outside row. 2 Parts America Western Auto Racing cars. And it looks like the 19 holds back. Everybody's going to get a great run down into turn number 1. And we'll be in that preferred lane. We saw how much this hurt Nick Fountain. How much will it hurt the 97? And there's many Toyotas behind. First non-Toyota is Lizzie Wesley in 7th. Jimmy Weathers here trying to use this outside lane. Got another crash. Daniel Quinones may have crashed again. Yeah, car stopped on the front straightaway. That's going to be a yellow. Caution is out. Caution is out. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to Daniel Quinones here. Already inside the wall here. Ooh, man. And he already has the extensive damage to this machine. Bad luck. Oop. Goes from
Safety
bad
car.
to worse. That haven't had that happen in a while. And it's the same instant. Just got into the quarter panel of the 87. Oh, huge dent into the 87. And many of Quinones was upset with Arthur Xavier. But he basically just took himself out. I would be very surprised if they can get this car put back together. That is suspension damage and so much body work to that Reckless 16. So unfortunate and tough break there for Daniel Quinones. Bringing out our fourth yellow. We got another taker coming down on pit road. That is going to be Marissa Miranda. She was the only one that came down on this caution. And it's 2 tires in fuel for the number 32. She's been as high as 7th place so far this race. Let's see what the strategy does. It's a bit of a very tall order there, but she might be good on fuel to get to the end from here. We'll see what the number 32 car can do. Leader at the time of the caution and your new top 10 is Dylan Young, Timmy Weathers, Aaron Douglas, Justin Osborne, Justin Franklin, David Walsh, Lizzie Wesley, Joseph Anesto in the 62, Tim Salmon, and Brandon Crasta. Oh, there's the old Wreckmore Racing. Ben is seething at the sight of that from beyond. I almost wish I could hear what the argument that used to follow from those. One to go signal. We will be restarting with 69 nice laps to go. Tempers are flaring here at the short track. Pace car heads to the pits. It's up to Dylan Young. Through the restart zone, we are racing once again. Weathers actually dives down to the inside lane there. Was kind of surprised to see that move. Justin Osborne's going to say thank you very much. I'll try and take second. Gets blocked by the 55 down the back straightaway.
Joey Logano in full force here at Richmond. Being channeled through Timmy Weather.
Lane switches going down through the front straightaway into turns number 1 and 2. This has let Dylan Young maintain his lead while Aaron begins to fall back in his Parts America Toyota. Joseph Anesto doing really good on these short restarts. Into the top 5 goes the number 62. The highest the Dumont Jet 62 has been all race long. Wide behind. Staying clear. Starting to see Chevys move up. Had a big shuffling. That fountain really hasn't recovered from being put back in traffic. That car did run really good up front by himself in clean air, but man, Just stuck in 10th, it seems like. There's some damage there to the back of Touchton. From previous incident, they opted to not repair that back panel. Touchton was running in the top 10 in the early parts of this race, but man, just struggling here through the halfway point. The USA RTR has seen better laps than it looks right now. Deacon Jones starting to recover some positions, running around the outside lane, cracked back into the top 25. Revolutions for Motorsport, they're kind of struggling through the middle portion of this race, trying to get some speed back. I think it's just track position. Being back here in this huge group of cars makes it so difficult to pass and move around. Rewire, they stay clean. Well, at least one of the reckless cars is starting to have a better time. Jay Langelier with their pit stop strategy with the 4 tires that they took earlier on. He is up to 11th, and actually Caitlin, who was the highest driver of that strategy, has moved up all the way into the top 5. Just got around Aaron in the 97, trying to work on her teammate now, who is in 3rd. So the 4-tire strategy might be the one to work with. Helping out drivers even like Chris Davis, who was all the way further back in the pack. He's now up to 13th, continuing to pass cars. We're going to start seeing some pit stops here around lap 170, I still believe. A lot of these cars haven't pitted since lap 64. I've had a few cautions that's helped them extend their fuel run. That is going to change the cycle of the field up quite a bit. A lot of cars that are running up in the top 15 will go to the back of the pack and maybe even a lap down. That includes your race leader, Timmy Weathers, and Justin Osborne. Your top 3 all need to pit. So your cycled leader at the moment looks like Caitlin. It's kind of iffy if she's even going to be able to make it to the end as well. I think there's only one car that is really secured right now, and that would be the number 32. Trying to see where she is at in the field. Marissa Miranda, last pitted lap 127. That's a 6-lap advantage over any car in the field. So that'll be curious to see. Caitlin, that 4 fresh tires, trying to make another pass here. Working on Timmy Weathers. Aaron's trying to set it up to get around him as well. Use the 92 as a pick. It's all on borrowed time, though, for a lot of these cars. Caitlin's really the only one that's going to have some confidence here. So we have 3 different strategies all at play.
I'm not so sure if we're going to see them converge. They should really be able to make it to the end on fuel. It's just a matter of what they want for tires.
Oh, they pitted at lap 63 last time. And which means if they pitted again, wait, that would mean that in the next like 40 or so laps, that every car would then have to come down. But it is possible the 32 could hold it out.
The 32 should definitely be good to go to the end because your fuel run should be about 100. It's just it's 100 to 120 laps. It's just a matter of tires. You want to go to the end on the set of tires that you have. But yeah, if you last pit on 63, then you're gonna have to come down again. You're about like 180, 185.
Yeah, a lot of these cars are approaching 100 laps. But of course, you've had 4 cautions in between then, so they could have saved a lot of fuel. So I think any lap now we really could be seeing those initial stop cars break off and come down. That would mean your race leader and second place car, which is under fire from Caitlin, who is on those 4 fresh tires. Caitlin also, by the way, hasn't won a race yet this season. Does have a pole position. Had 3 top 10 finishes. And a win here could be crucial for her chance at getting into the top 14. There's a few races left, but a last-minute charge could be made from this number 92 team. And into second place she moves. And they have retired the number 72 car out of the race. And I believe the 16 car as well is being packed up into the hauler. So 2 retirements out of the race. 41 cars left on track. Tom Jones' car has just been quite off the pace. Still has heavy damage, or repaired damage, but probably still has suspension damage done to that number 46. Race leader is still Dylan Young, awaiting when they are going to bring this machine down. Would be very impressed if this was managed to run the rest of the distance, but I just don't think it's possible. And if he's going to maintain this thing, he needs to try and put some lap cars between him and Caitlin, because that car is really quick. About 2/10 a lap faster than the rest of these cars who haven't pitted yet. We're not seeing the fall off that the Goodyear tires had here. The General tires have actually done the opposite and held up better than the others. They've only fallen off by about half a second to at the worst case a full second versus the 2.5 we saw with the Goodyear in the Truck Series. Nick Fountain has found his way back into the top 10 and continuing to move up. He's catching up to the back of Aaron and Onesto. Starting to see Aaron's car begin to fall off here. This is most likely just because of Nick Fountain up here as well with those four fresh tires. Next driver with four fresh tires is Austin Yoakum, driver who's been in actually mired back in like the low 20s, high 30s, is suddenly about to move into the top 10 with their fantastic strategy call they did for this number 4 car. They may have lost touch out of the top 10, but IRM might be seeing at least one of their cars moving up. The next one is Brett Pritchard, who is in the 16th position. He's been kind of riding around the top 15 for the majority of the day. Car hasn't really had the pace to move up higher than that.
Yeah, but there's an impenetrable wall of Toyotas ahead of them with only one Chevy in the top 10 with Brandon Crasta. And Joseph Nesto in 5th.
Right.
As Caitlin Mears is taking the lead from Dylan Young.
And this is because of lap traffic. Elias Assar holding up the slower car of the 19. This was likely going to happen regardless with Caitlin's fresh tires. And then, as a matter of fact, here we go. We're starting to see the initial strategy have to make their pit
went
stop.
About 100 laps.
This is insane. Because I was anticipating 80 laps when everything was set up and with the caution, so that does make sense. So we're going to see a bunch more cars eventually all come down, and that is going to then, there is Dylan Young and Justin Osborne all make their way down, as well as Connor Muir and Aaron Douglas. They had no choice here but to pit. They do not have the fuel to make it the rest of the way. Neither does Joseph Ernesto, Brendan Crasta, or Justin Franklin. They all have to come down and pit. So we're about to see an entire new top 10.
I think Franklin's coming down, and he is.
Joseph Ernesto under fire here from Nick Fountain, your previous race leader. And Ernesto brings it down. This was anticipated. Brendan Crasta will sometime here soon. And here comes David Walsh, one of the last cars to relinquish himself out of the top 10. Once Nick Fountain does, that means Ryan DeLusso will get promoted into the top 10. That means race leader Caitlin Mears going for her first win of the season. And it's followed by Nick Fountain, who is on a charge to catch up to this number 92 and take the lead back in the race. He also is looking for his first win of the season. And also Austin Yoakum. It would be the first driver to potentially play spoiler in this and become the first driver to get 2 wins of the season. It's a 24 race season. We're heading down into our final couple of races of the regular season. Having no repeat winners in the regular season would be insane. We're already at the longest streak of new winners. How about Zach McAdoo? We talked about him earlier on. He actually went a lap down at the early portion of this race, and now we're actually sitting here with 2 Reckless Racing cars in the top 10.
They're trying to use strategy to eke out a good finish in this one. It'd be really refreshing to be able to go the distance, but I'm not so sure that the numbers are in their favor.
Makes me wonder where Dan Quinones would actually be here. Again, the man has had a couple what seems like good runs, and then just something ends up happening to him. So hopefully our Speedy Quinones can get a good finish in sometime soon. How about a flip of the tables and what's been a roller coaster race for Revolutions Per Motorsport? Both of their cars were down in the top 30. Now they're back in the top 10 with the strategy flip.
Yeah, you see them just kind of working together. None of these cars are coming with similar setups, so It's no surprise to see them running so close together, but yeah, it's been a rough race for this up to this point for them.
Now you're seeing Connor Mir in this group. Keep in mind, he is a lap down. In fact, he is the third car a lap down because of the pit strategy here. So he may be faster than these guys, but that's also because he's on fresh tires and fuel. To get to the end here, 25 laps to go. And it is a 4-second lead over Nick Fountain from Caitlin Mir, who is navigating the traffic better than the 39 car. This could be a huge win for Caitlin. Racing in the Tillamook Cheese 92 would be a first win for Tillamook. And actually, we're going to be heading to Portland here in a couple weeks. This will be a home race for him. And what a time would it be for Caitlin to light the fire up and try and get into this championship run. Sits 23rd in points right now, needs to be in the top 14, but she's only 39 points out from it. 36 points out from it. And it is doable if they can put together a string of top fives to try and make a last-ditch effort to get into the chase. But also another story to keep an eye on is the car that is the last car on the lead lap. And that's to keep an eye on Marissa, who went an extra 6 laps and came back down the next caution to make her pit stop. And in the event that
Marissa should be good to go to the end. I really think this 32 car can go to the end.
I think so too. And if it ends up being that the rest of the field has to come down in the last closing laps of the race, this race could be handed to the Fox Racing number 32. And this would be their first win. They had a quick car.
Yeah, but she is the last car on lead lap, mind you. So she will be under fire pretty soon from the 92 car.
Definitely will be. And that will be a crucial pass there for Caitlin. And where is Caitlin? Not too far behind.
She's a couple cars behind.
But is that because the 32 is having to play fuel saving? Because that car did get as high as 8th on race pace. So that could be because they're trying to save fuel. And
The 32
Caitlin's not.
should be one of the fastest cars out there.
On board with your race leader. Car on the wall. We're going to have a caution here. Elias Nassar.
There's a car in the wall.
Caution is out. Caution is out. Elias Nassar has crashed up in turns number 3 and 4. Heavy damage. You see that car is stopped on the track.
Somebody just had enough. But back in turn 2, it looks like McAdoo
Oh,
just had enough.
McAdoo. And it looks like this may be because McAdoo was upset trying to pass the 4 car, but was being blocked by Nassar helping out his IRM teammate, and probably just had enough of that number 1 car. Actually, is this another Noon crossing into, or is this just a contact here with the 17? Maybe it's a late block. It is a late block. Nassar contact there with the Reckless Racing car. Picked up the front end, heavy suspension damage and body damage to that number 1. Trying to help out his teammate and took it a little bit too far for the Canadian driver. And that is when that car was brought to a stop. Freaking Connor. And with cars not pitting, this might have been all it was needed for them to have a chance at this.
Yeah, if those leaders aren't going to pit, then it's kind of a telltale sign they could go the distance.
No, let's see. Dakota Cottle, Arthur Xavier, Dylan Young, Rob Kreider, Justin Osborne, Connor Meare, Aaron Douglas, Joseph Ernesto, Brandon Crasta, Timmy Weathers, Justin Franklin, David Walsh, Lizzie Wesley, Tim Salmon, Dylan Touchton, Raya Douglas, and Tom Jones are all getting the wave around here. Nassar is back behind the wall and in the garage, as well as John Cittadino. I think that's going to be our third DNF of the race, which would lead us with 40 cars left. When we come down to the restart, we will have 36 on the lead lap, as we now await for cars to wave around. This will most likely be our final wave around, as we will be inside 10 to go here. And as soon as Tom Jones clears the leader, they will be throwing it 1 to go. Don't forget, we go to scheduled distance only. There is no overtime in the Premier or the Truck Series. Your current top 10 is going to be Caitlin Meare and her number 92, who has been leading since this thing and is about to be met with the great challenger of Nick Fountain. Both of these drivers looking for their first win of the season. Then it's followed by Austin Yoakum trying to play spoiler to become the first driver to repeat. He's on the 4-tire strategy, and he's got an angry Zach McAdoo behind the Mac Attack with that right front damage, who is displeased with the sister team of Noon Racing trying to play spoiler. So watch out for McAdoo to see how he's going to handle with his teammate behind, Jay Langelier, who's up 36 spots, rounds out your top 5. Then it's Chris Davis with his Chevrolet partner behind Adam. Brett Pritchard is in 8th. Sammy Cobb is in 9th. And Andrew Weisbecker rounds out your top 10. Tom Jones is clear, so they're going to get the signal. It will be 1 to go this time by. We will be restarting on lap 190. It will be a 10-lap shootout to the finish. It was a Toyota-dominated top 10, but guess what? There's only 3 of them in the top 10 at the moment. It's Caitlin, Nick Fountain, and Andrew Weisbecker. Both Supreme Motorsports cars in the top 10. It is now a Ford-dominated top 10, with 5 out of the 10 of them being Ford. Pace car is going to...
has damage.
That's right. Pace car ducks down. It's up to Caitlin. Can she hold on, or is Nick Fountain going to make this an easy pass? He's got the preferred lane. Many of these drivers up here haven't gotten their first win yet of the season. 17, 6 to the outside of the Ford. Nick Fountain going for the lead. He's got it going into 3 and 4. Caitlin dives into the inside. She gets loose, has to get out of the throttle. New leader, Nick Fountain. Zach McAdoo with a damaged 17, trying to make it work on the outside. No, he gets tight. He has to back off. Oh, and the anger. Oh, he comes back down the track. The 4 and the 17. A new rivalry being born at Richmond between these two red Fords. McAdoo's coming back for the attack. Nick Fountain is loving seeing this all happen behind him. Fountain now with a full second lead over Caitlin, and seems to have settled out between these Fords, with Austin Yoakum being the victor from the damage 17. 3 wide behind. Staying clean so far. Six laps to go for Nick Fountain, taking the lead back from the 92. He was dominant on the early portions of this race. Thought we had a car in the wall there. It seems to be like we're okay.
Safety car.
Yoakum trying to catch up to the back of this number 92 machine. They're on the same strategy. And we were talking about that Aaron might take second away from Andrew Weisbecker, but that's going to flip now on there, because Weisbecker is going to have a top 5 and Aaron's going to be finishing in the mid-30s.
Yeah, it's going to end up closing the gap between the 41 and the 28. I think the 28 will escape with the points lead.
Yeah, 28 sitting 15th in points here, might just be safe. It is 2 to go now for Nick Fountain, trying to become the 15th different winner of the season.
He thought he had Sonoma 1, didn't quite go his way.
This driver sits 12th in points. This would be his 4th top 5 of the season. So will help him be clear in his chance at trying to go and lock himself into the chase. Caitlin staying just far behind down the back straightaway and into 3 and 4 for the final time. Supreme Motorsports has returning to form, and it's going to be their second driver now getting their first win of the season. Nick Fountain wins at Richmond. And it's followed by Caitlin Meir. It's a Toyota 1-2. Austin Yoakum, after the beef with the number 17, finishes third. Chris Davis, most positions gained all day, 33 from where he started. And it's Ryan DeLusso, Andrew Weisbecker, Jeff Cannon, Adam Douglas, Sammy Cobb, and the top 10 rounds out Zach McAdoo, with that new rivalry being born. Here's the results from the race. Your top 20. Second halves of these races have been crazy lately, no matter what series it is.
Yeah, they have.
Results are being uploaded to the website.
Immediately.
We had 5 cautions for a total of 25 laps. 9 lead changes is what resulted out of this race. Majority of them, if not all of them, besides the cautions, were all Toyotas that led this thing. And it looks like Everything is clear. There are no penalties. Nick Fountain is officially the 15th different winner of the season and in a row for FARCA. And let's see what the updated point standings look like going into this race.
Aiken has a 10-point lead over Andrew Weisbecker.
Aaron falls to
Salmon is
6th.
now on the bubble.
Pritchard and Yoakum are pretty much safe at this point. They move up into 3rd and 4th after that race. Yeah, Salmon. Quite the drop. With a few races left before, a couple races left before we call this thing. Let's see. That bubble is now going to shrink down to those who are in the top 20. I think it's possible for Caitlin if she gets 2 top 5s in a row, but that's going to be a tall ask out of the 92 car. But she's been on good form the past couple races, so we'll see what happens. Krasta falls out, goes from 13th to 17th. Zach McAdoo is now on the outside looking in, just 1 position out from being in. Jaylan Jalier goes from 18th to 16th. And Chris Davis is now in. He was in 15th, now in 12th. Drivers locked into this thing. Looks like that is going to be a for sure. Anybody who is tenth or higher should be locked in. Not going to guarantee it, but 10th or higher should be locked into the chase. So that run and win for Nick Fountain may have solidified him being into the championship, because Fountain going into this race, let's see, he was 12th, and he is now 9th. Two more races. Next week is the FARCA Historical Weekend, the throwback race. We've seen a couple of schemes all come up already. And then we have one more race after that. That will be the road course at Portland International. That will be the Grand Prix of Portland. Before we head and split the field in 2, reset all the points. Don't forget that there are going to be bonus points. Going to be a little difficult because of no repeat winners, but it's 5 bonus points for running a race, which a lot of them have, and then 1 bonus point for pole positions. And the only driver who's got multiple poles and a race win, that means your current chase leader once this thing starts will be Austin Yoakum in the number 4 car. So we'll see you guys next week for Darlington. We also have the trucks will be racing at a different track. They're racing at Darlington. And then the Pro Series will be at North Wilkesboro.
Yes, North Wicks.
That will be a fun race as well. I'm going to be bringing a throwback car to race in the Pro Series at North Wicks.
As will I. I got the silver bullet.
Oh, let's go. That'll be cool. I should bring
But
something classic like that too.
It's Robbie Gordon's silver bullet.
Ooh, the tan and silver car.
No, it's blue and silver. It's from Charlotte.
Oh, I'm thinking in Marlin. Marlin's had the tan of that same style paint scheme. Yeah, I mixed those two up. Beautiful car, though. I need to find something to make for mine. All right, so we'll see you guys next week. Will that be on Friday or Saturday that we're going to be racing?
Friday night.
Friday night at North Wilkesboro. So everything is up on the website. You guys are able to see it there. Thank you guys, everybody, for coming out and watching the race. Nice to have Richmond back on the calendar. Gave us a good race with good strategy. We've had two great surprise races in a row of two races that haven't been on the schedule before, Gateway and then Richmond. That will complete the July 4th FARCA weekend. We'll see you guys next week for the FARCA historical weekend. Thank you guys for watching.